Welcome to The Purified Path, a visual field guide to avoiding innovations in Hajj, Umrah, and other sacred journeys. This video is distilled from the works of Sheikh Al-Albani. Allah only accepts an action if it fulfills two conditions: absolute sincerity to Allah and strict adherence to the Sunnah. Any action containing innovation or bid'ah is rejected. The root causes of innovation include weak or fabricated ahadith, baseless scholarly opinions, and following customs and superstitions. The slightest deliberate innovation is completely forbidden. Ritual actions can be corrupted by spatial errors, verbal errors, and physical or material errors. These deviations involve misplacing acts of worship in location, time, word, or movement. We will now trace the chronological route of the pilgrim, identifying common innovations to avoid at every physical step, from home to Medina. Stage 1. Pre-departure. Innovations here include astrological superstitions, fabricated prayers, and theatrical departures, such as hiring bands or loud collective takbir upon leaving the house. Stage 2. Ihram and talbiyah. The sunnah is for intention to be made in the heart, and talbiyah recited individually. Fabricated practices include declaring intention out loud, reciting talbiyah in a synchronized chant, or taking a vow of silence. Stage 3. The mataf. Within the mataf, only the black stone and the Yemeni corner are permissible to touch. Innovations include wiping the walls of the Kaaba or seeking blessings from the water spout. In Tawaf and Zamzam, avoid innovations such as raising hands to the black stone as if beginning a prayer, fabricating specific du'as for corners, or bathing entirely in Zamzam water. Stage 4. Sa'i, Safa, and Marwa. Errors include the error of excess, such as making 14 circuits, physical exaggerations like climbing right up Safa, and temporal errors like missing congregational prayer due to Sa'i. Stage 5. Arafah and Muzdalifah. Temporal errors in Arafah include seeking to go to the plain before half the day and premature exit. In Muzdalifah, errors include prayer delay and incorrect combination of prayers. For Arafah, spatial and ritual, avoid the mountain obsession, which includes climbing Jabal ur-Rahmah instead of standing on the plain. Invented rituals include lighting fires or remaining entirely silent, abandoning dua. Stage 6. The stoning or jamarat. Innovations include washing the pebbles, adhering to the fabricated, quote, number 70 feet grip, saying long dikr instead of takbir for each stone, and using footwear for stoning. Stage 7. Sacrifice and shaving. A significant error is giving charity instead of slaughtering an animal, as the physical act of shedding blood is the intended worship. Other innovations include partial shaving and performing tawaf around nearby mosques post-sacrifice. Stage 8. Medina. The core distinction is that the sunnah is to visit the Prophet's mosque, not the grave, which may be visited once inside. Also, reject the, quote, 40 prayers myth, as it's based on weak hadith and causes undue hardship. Stage 8 in Medina focuses on grave etiquette. Avoid physical interaction with the surroundings, like kissing the tomb or wiping pillars. Reject directional errors like making dua facing the grave instead of the qibla. Further innovations in Medina include vocal excess, such as raising the voice for salams from back home, and superstition, like cutting hair to throw near the tomb. Stage 9. Baytul Maqdis, or Jerusalem. A key innovation is misplaced tawaf, making circuits around the Dome of the Rock. Also, reject veneration of the rock and fabricated geography about the Day of Judgment being physically located there. An innovation's life cycle begins with a well-intentioned addition, which, through repetition, becomes an enticement. It then turns into a perceived sunnah before becoming a cultural requirement that is criticized if abandoned. The illusion of excess suggests more effort equals more reward. However, the streamlined purity of the sunnah requires discipline. Innovations do not elevate worship. They only make the religion harder.